Imagine walking 20 miles a day under a scorching Mediterranean sun, armor cutting into your shoulders, feet bleeding inside heavy sandals, and the stench of sweat, blood, and dust filling the air. This wasn't a punishment. It was life, the brutal reality of a Roman soldier. Today, we step inside the legendary Roman legion to uncover how its men lived, marched, fought, and suffered for the glory of Rome. The Roman legion wasn't just an army, it was an engine of conquest. At its peak, nearly 500,000 men served under the Roman eagle. Each legion had around 5,000 soldiers, perfectly drilled, perfectly organized. They weren't born warriors. Most were farmers, shepherds, or poor city dwellers, men who joined to earn land, money, or honor. But the moment they took the oath sacramentum, they no longer belonged to themselves, they belonged to Rome. Every morning before sunrise, the centurion's horn would echo through the camp. Within minutes, the men packed up their gear, over 30 kilograms of armor, weapons, tools, and rations. Then they marched. Not casually, but in perfect formation. 20 to 30 kilometers a day, through dust, heat, rain, or snow. Each soldier carried his gladius, short sword, scutum, shield, pilum, javelin, cooking pot, stakes for fortifications, and a pack called the sarsana, a wooden pole across the shoulders, loaded with everything he needed to survive. Blisters were common, feet split open. If a soldier fell behind, the centurion's stick, vitus, reminded him of the price of weakness. The march was more brutal than the battle itself. At the end of every march, the soldiers didn't rest. They built a camp. Every night, no exceptions. They dug ditches, raised palisades, built tents, and posted guards. This discipline made Roman armies almost impossible to ambush. Imagine, after walking for 10 hours, carrying 30 kilos, you must dig trenches until nightfall. That's what made Rome unstoppable, not luck, not strength, but routine and discipline. The Roman diet was simple but efficient. The soldiers' ration included grain, salted pork, cheese, vinegar, and water. Every man had to grind his own grain, bake his bread, and cook his food even after a long march. Meat was rare, fresh fruit even rarer. To stay hydrated, they mixed vinegar with water called pasca. It tasted awful but killed bacteria. Hunger was constant. A marching soldier burned nearly 5,000 calories a day, but ate far less. Malnutrition, disease, and dehydration claimed more lives than enemy swords. The legion was built on one rule: absolute obedience. Centurions enforced discipline with brutal precision. Late for duty, beaten. Lose a weapon, whipped. Run from battle, crucified. Worst of all was decimation. If a unit showed cowardice, 1 out of every 10 men was executed by his own comrades. This wasn't cruelty for its own sake, it was control. Fear kept the legions together when courage broke. When the time came to fight, everything the legion trained for was tested. Formations moved like machines, shield walls locked, javelins flew, and the ground shook under thousands of synchronized steps. But the real horror came after contact, the gladius stabbing in short bursts, men crushed between shields, blood spraying on the sand. A battle might last only an hour, but it could kill thousands. For the soldiers who survived, victory often felt the same as defeat. There were no hospitals, only makeshift tents and herbal remedies. A wounded man was lucky if a comrade dragged him off the field. If not, vultures would find him before the healers did. Survivors received pay, loot, or sometimes land, but most spent their lives marching until age or wounds ended them. Glory was rare, pain was constant. So why did they endure this life? Because in Rome, a legionary wasn't just a man, he was a symbol. He carried the SPQR standard, Senatus Populusque Romanus, the Senate and people of Rome. He fought not just for himself, but for an idea that Rome was eternal, divine, unstoppable. That belief was stronger than hunger, fear, or death. Narrator soft reflective tone. When you walk the ruins of an ancient Roman road, remember the men who built and bled upon it. Each stone was laid by a soldier's hand, each mile bought with sweat, pain, and sacrifice. That was the brutal reality of life in a Roman legion.